Urgent Birds fan, look at what just happened. Nobody saw this coming, huh? But first, make sure to subscribe to the channel because we bring you daily videos with the latest birds news, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. Eagles host 2 defenders on pre-draft visits, keeping track of Philadelphia's latest interests. Time to add 2 more updates to the Philadelphia Eagles pre-draft visits tracker leading up to the 2025 NFL Draft. The Birds recently hosted Kentucky cornerback Maxwell Hairston, per his Instagram, HT Jaguars Now 95 at the NovaCare complex. They're also scheduled to host SMU edge rusher Elijah Roberts, according to a report from Justin Mello. Let's sort through this news on a player-by-player basis. Maxwell Hairston is the number 42 prospect ranked by Pro Football Focus and number 32 by Daniel Jeremiah. The 21-year-old played 32 games at Kentucky over the last 3 years. He logged 6 interceptions, 3 returned for touchdowns, 10 passes defensed, and 3 forced fumbles during that span. He's clearly got some playmaking ability. Despite releasing Darius Slay and letting Isaiah Rodgers walk in free agency, the Eagles arguably don't have a pressing, no pun intended, need at corner. Quinyon Mitchell has a bright future on the outside. Cooper DeJean has a bright future at some position, perhaps staying at nickel. Keely Ringo might be ready to make the leap to a full-time starter in 2025. Adoree Jackson is a credible veteran. Backup, and so it'd be surprising to see the Eagles draft another cornerback early on, but they're apparently doing some homework on Hairston. Taking him could make sense if he's undeniably the best player on the board at the time. Scouting report via NFL.com's Lance Zierlein-Slender, outside cornerback with long arms and impressive ball production. Hairston is capable of playing all forms of zone and man coverage. He anticipates well with his eyes forward and has the burst to take the ball away, posting 6 interceptions, 3 returned for TDs over his last 20 games. He stays connected in man coverage with good agility and fluidity, but needs to do a better job of locating the football downfield. He will struggle to contest big wideouts, and his run support will turn off some teams. Hairston has the athleticism and on-ball talent to become a starter, but he needs to prove he can hold up to the rigors and physicality of the NFL game. Elijah Roberts is the number 82 prospect ranked by Pro Football Focus. Relatively speaking, he's on the older side considering Hell turned 24 in December as a rookie. Consider that recent Eagles free agent signing Azeez Ojulari, who's already played 4 NFL seasons, is currently 24. Roberts began his college football career at Miami, Florida. He saw limited playing time in 3 years there before transferring to SMU, where he logged 24 TFLs, 17, 5 sacks and 4 forced fumbles in 27 games played from 2023 to 2024. Despite signing Ojulari and Josh Uche, the Eagles can still afford to add to their edge rusher room. Roberts could be a day 2 target if the Birds like him, but there are some red flags here. The Eagles seem to want to get to know him a little bit more. Scouting report via NFL.com's Lance Zierlein productive base, and with good play strength, who continues to add weight to his frame. Roberts has chalked up stats as a standing defender, but isn't athletic enough to play as a 34 outside backer in the NFL, and might not have the brutality to play inside at 3 technique despite his size. Roberts won't win the rush with speed or quickness, but he can collapse the pocket with a finesse to power rush transition. He is slow to read and react to mesh points and counters. He's also a wildly inconsistent arm tackler. The production could earn him an opportunity, but it might not be translatable as a base defensive end in the pros. Pausing this news just to say that if you want YouTube to keep recommending the latest Eagles Nation news to you, it's very important that you leave a like on this video. Thanks. Now let's get back to the news. Eagles signed Kendall Lamb to 1-year deal. The Eagles shored up the depth along the offensive line with the addition of a veteran offensive tackle, signing Kendall Lamb to a 1-year deal, the team announced. On Tuesday, Lamb played 15 games for the Dolphins in 2024 and is entering his 11th year in the league. The former Appalachian State Mountaineer was signed as an undrafted free agent by the Texans in 2015, spending 4 seasons in Houston before playing for the Browns in 2019 and 2020. After a 1-year stint with the Titans in 2021, Lamb joined The Dolphins in 2022, where he has spent the last 3 seasons playing 33 games. The 6'5", 308-pound tackle started 7 games in 2024 and was placed on injured reserve in January. The swing tackle primarily played at left tackle in Miami. In the 2024 season, Lamb ranked first among tackles with 0 sacks allowed and ranked 10th among tackles with a pass-blocking grade of 83, according to Pro Football Focus. The Eagles returned 4 of their 5 starting offensive linemen from the Super Bowl-likes championship team in left tackle Jordan Mailata, left guard Landon Dickerson, center Cam Jurgens, and right tackle Lane Johnson. Philadelphia acquired another former Houston Texan this offseason, guard Kenyon Green, in a trade. Last year's starting right guard Mekhi Becton Chargers and swing tackle Fred Johnson Jaguars signed elsewhere in free agency. It's the culture, it's the consistency, the way they play ball. I'm undrafted going on year 11 and I've made the 53-man roster every year, so I know what it takes to have to do certain things from grit. Nobody expects much and I really go get it. So I feel like it aligns perfectly here, Lamb said after signing his contract. Written by Liam Witcher. Playmakers. Future with Eagles, hanging by a thread. After offseason moves one veteran, Philadelphia Eagles pass catcher's future with the franchise is murky, to say the least, following the first few weeks of offseason moves. The NFL offseason has been flying by as Monday already marked the 3rd week of free agency's start. The Philadelphia Eagles have been hard at work despite the plethora of Super Bowl 59 celebrations, addressing needs on both sides of the field. By signing several free agents from pass rusher Azeez Ojulari to running back A.J. Dillon. While some of the Eagles' signings address holes that needed filling, others' arrivals likely spell the end of certain veteran players' time in Philadelphia. With that in mind, one fan-favorite playmaker's Philly tenure is likely nearing an end based on a specific pair of signings. Dallas Goedert's Eagles tenure, likely over after Harrison Bryant, Kylen Granson's signings, longtime tight end Dallas Goedert, is one veteran Eagle whose future is currently up in the air. The 6'5" TE finds himself in the trade rumor mill as he enters the final season of his contract without any guaranteed money remaining. A potential post-June 1st trade would see the Eagles free up over $7 million in cap space per spot rack, which is the type of savings that can be used to upgrade other roster areas to help make another Super Bowl run. Even though a good chunk of the fan base wants Goedert to stay in Philadelphia, nothing is guaranteed. The chances of his potentially staying look even grimmer after the Eagles signed veteran TE's Harrison Bryant and Kylen Granson to 1-year contracts. If general manager Howie Roseman is certain that Goedert will be on the roster come September, chances are the team wouldn't have loaded up at that position, especially considering how fellow T's Grant Calcaterra, Nick Muse, E.J. Jenkins, and Cameron Latu were already signed to some kind of contract. Instead, the team is clearly preparing for a divorce by signing veteran depth options. Bryant, 26, is a former 2020 fourth-rounder who spent the last 5 seasons with the Cleveland Browns and Las Vegas Raiders. He's made 33 starts across his 78 career appearances, hauling in 98 off 140 targets, 0 for 877 receiving yards, and 10 touchdowns. His Pro Football Focus pass-blocking grade was down in 2024 47.8, but it's worth noting that he recorded marks of 76, 8 and 80, 2 in 2023 and 2024, respectively. Meanwhile, Granson is set to enter his 5th NFL season after being drafted 127th overall by the Indianapolis Colts in 2021. Even though he only has 1 TD grab in 62 career outings, the former Rice SMU pass catcher has tallied 958 receiving yards on 86 catches, 11 yards per reception, and is coming off a 2024 campaign that saw him tally a career-high 78. 3 PFF pass block grade. Even though a Goedert trade might not be imminent, the Eagles are obviously preparing for a potential departure by adding depth names like Bryant and Granson. It wouldn't be shocking if they also decided to draft a tight end next month, especially with Latu being the youngest TE on the roster at the age of 25. If this offseason does mark the end of Goedert's tenure, Eagles fans won't forget about him anytime soon. The ex-2018 second-round selection has been a Philly fan favorite for nearly a decade, accumulating 4,085 receiving yards and 24 TDs on 349 catches across 7 seasons, with last month's Super Bowl win being the highlight of his run. The good news is that whether Goddard stays or goes, the Eagles are on track for success, entering the third week of free agency as FanDuel Sportsbook's 650 oddson favorite to win Super Bowl 60. And now, Birds fan, I want to hear from you. What's your opinion on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I don't know if you know this, but your opinion matters a lot for Birds. I'll be back any moment with more Eagles Nation news. Fly, Eagles, fly!